Did y'all know about 400 years ago, they tried to cut the state of Florida in half? If you didn't, don't worry. I did some digging. Let's get into it. Now, we all know that way back, okay, there was a West Florida and there was an East Florida. But this ain't what I'm talking about. This is something completely different. Now, first off, I gotta introduce you to this guy. This is Pedro. This is Pedro Menendez, and he's a very powerful person. Now, see, Pedro is from Spain, all right? He was a conquistador. I don't know what that means, but he played a very, very important part when it came down to the settlement in St. Augustine. So the country of Spain was basically just dumping money in his lap, saying, here, take this money, you feel me? And go do stuff with it. Take these boats and go conquer stuff on the continental USA. Now, for all of y'all that's gonna be like, oh, the USA is on the continent, Canada. Listen, that's how they said it back in the day because they didn't know what they was talking about. They called it the continental USA. That's it. Now, see, Pedro was like, look, man, if we want to get to the Gulf, okay, we got to go all the way around Florida, right? Takes 3 days, right? To go all the way around Florida to get to the Gulf. He said, man, look, we need to do something about that. And I'm going to come up with a plan. So he came up with a plan. But the plan was to cut a canal right down through the state of Florida. That doesn't even sound like a good idea. Now, see, his homeboys was like, look, bro, that ain't a good idea. I don't think we should do that. That's going to, A, take a lot of work. B, going to be a lot of money. And who's going to give us permission to do this? But see, this is the thing about Pedro. Feel me? Pedro, he's already funding everything that's going on in St. Augustine, from the building to everything, to the bringing the supplies in, fruit, switching them out, coming up with names and stuff. He's doing a lot with this money from Spain. But Pedro was like, look, I ain't asking nobody. I'm going to just pick a spot and I'm going to just start building this canal because I'm trying to create a shortcut from the Atlantic to the Gulf, and it's taking way too long to go around. So the brilliant plan that Pedro had actually was a horrible plan because they ended up running out of money and they couldn't even finish the canal. But this is where the story get crazy. Centuries later, somebody said, look, Pedro had a great idea. Let's finish that canal. So in 1930, they started rebuilding the canal. Now Franklin here, FDR, signs a New Deal Act, and workers from South Florida and Mid Florida come to North Florida to start rebuilding on this canal. Now see, this is the thing about all of this, all right? So half the citizens in the area at the time was with it, the other half wasn't, all right? Because they like, look, this is creating a lot of hectic things going on in this part of the state. I mean, they destroying land, livestock, all kind of stuff, farmland. They just running through the state trying to build this canal. Now look, also, okay, they should have seen this from the start. But if you building a canal through the state, if you cutting the state in half, this canal is supposed to be more than 110 miles long, all right? You gonna need a lot of bridges. You can't just put one bridge, two bridges, three bridges. No, you're gonna need you about 20 bridges. So people from each area that you cutting through can get over in a timely manner. And that costs a lot of money. So guess what? 3 years after they started, rebuilding this, they were going hard with this, all right? They ended up running out of money too. The country said, look, we are not paying for this no more. The state said we wasn't paying for this no more. So they had to shut it down. But this is crazy. I don't know why people wanted this so bad. But decades will go by. After 1930s, decades, a lot of just really, really rich investors and people and companies and stuff would come together to try to finish this canal. Why do they want to cut Florida in half so bad? And if you knew it ain't working 400 years prior, why is y'all still trying to build this canal? Finally, in 1990, Congress said, man, look, we are deauthorizing anybody that tries to rebuild this canal, do anything with this canal ever again. Stop it. Now, there are parts of Florida where they are building like visitor sites where you can come see little pieces of the canal that they started, whatnot. I believe this is in Tampa. It's called like the Marjorie Harris Carcross or something like that. And I think they have a few more of them, but the more you know. Peace.